Welcome back to our YouTube. In our last video, you saw us do a gorgeous haircut on Mia. You saw me blow it out smooth and straight. Today, I'm gonna show you how to give fine hair some quick body and volume with a little dry style. Get in here, Mia. Don't you wanna figure out how to get your hair this hot and gorgeous and sexy? Look at this style. Isn't it gorge?
I love it.
You hot bitch. Get out of here, but don't really get out of here because we're gonna style our hair. But it's already styled, but don't you wanna get this look? Watch and see how we did it. I'm going to do like a big kind of smooth blow dry. I'm gonna do some blowout milk on her mid-lengths and ends. So I'm coming in on her ponytail area. And then I'm gonna take the leftovers that's left on my hands and run it through her fringe and her face frame, kind of like that. And I might do a little bit of foam just for your crown area, for a little bit more volume here. Now I'm gonna get going on our blow dry. Now I'm gonna do her fringe first. Here's a little mini segment on fringes. I like to take a brush and kind of push the hair on the forehead almost like an ironing board. Especially if your fringe is new and you used to have a center part and that center part is like die hard and your fringe is always separating. Make sure that your fringe is really wet and really work the hair each way, so that when you go to press it down, it is gonna stay down. That part's done. I'm gonna take my little round brush. I love these Olivia Garden round brushes so much I can't stand it. I love these little dividers. You have such pretty hair, lady.
Thank you.
Could you do me a favor and flip upside down? Just flip it over. Yes, honey. I love this for getting some volume into the hair. This is a great tip for fine-haired friends. Flip that hair upside down. Okay, come on up. Yes, queen.
It's like you took a bunch off and it looks like there's more.
Right? Yeah, that's
I love it.
the mark of a good haircut. Or a good long haircut, anyway. Here's a few good blow-dry tricks. You want to make sure you're blow-drying this section on each side. So I'm gonna go on the top, and then I'm also gonna go on the bottom. Fine hair is a good candidate for boar bristle brushes. In this case though, because I've just done, first of all, Mia has some highlights, and also we just done a razor cut. So I don't really wanna like fuzz her hair out. I wanna kind of make it like, I wanna polish it a little bit. So that's why I'm choosing to do a metal round brush on her. But if your hair is like very fine and not lightened, or like you have like virgin like hair that's super fine, then break out that boar bristle brush. And I think that's gonna give you a little bit more volume. But for Mia, I'm going a little bit more rock and roll, a little bit more shaggy. So I wanna kind of like smooth it out. I guess some really general fine haired rules. This is like another reason why Mia isn't totally like your run of the mill, air quote, fine haired person. Because Mia has like a shitload of hair per square inch, so she can get away with having like very long hair and it still looks thick. Some fine-haired people, when their density isn't as fine, keeping the hair shorter is gonna make it look fuller. So think like a Michelle Williams. Sometimes it's better to keep it shorter if your hair is like really fine in density and in texture. Sometimes that type of finer hair like doesn't really do as well layered, but because Mia has like just shitloads of hair per square inch, she does get away with like having very layered hair and it's like looks really good layered. Some fine hair works better one length.
I love my short hair. It's so voluminous.
Yeah.
When it's short.
You kind of look like a brunette Leona Hendricks. You know that figure skater from Belgium? She's like the reigning like silver medalist in world. You know her?
She's so beautiful though.
Yeah. You're like literally brunette Leona Hendricks.
I get, oh gosh, I get the actress from Halloween Town all the time. Kimberly J. Brown.
So here's the other thing about fine haircuts. They tend to show like every mark. So I like to go through and blend. I'm gonna make her fringe a little bit deeper, but we're so almost there. Are you loving the shape so far?
I can't stop. I'm like,
Oh yeah, it's so good. So now we're just gonna do some more detailing. Like in the fringe.
Oh my gosh, it's perfect. So, I mean, Goes without saying, much better than I did in my mirror.
Oh no,
you're
doing really good.
I originally got bangs because of postpartum hair loss.
Oh yeah, that's actually a really good thing. Like it totally just like camouflages all that stuff.
Yeah, because I was losing right like here and right here.
So there's like a thinning shear, which I think a lot of people have probably heard of. This is called a texture shear. It gives the look of like bluntness and texture at the same time, but without like thinning the hair. Like it's important to have like several different tools in your toolbox when you're dealing with fine hair, because it does tend to show like every kind of cut in the hair. So I'm just kind of going through right now and making sure that I'm liking how her ends are looking. And this to me is really what does elevate, like, you know, like a $50 haircut to like a $250, $300, like a really expensive one, is a stylist who knows how to detail. Because if someone's cutting your hair wet and you're just running out of the salon with wet hair, you have no idea like what you're going home with. Now what I'm doing is I'm just like pulling her hair and I'm checking for my length and for my balance to make sure that everything is acting the way I want it to. And it is. I love the texture that the razor created though. It looks so good. Nailing it, obsessed. I love cutting hair. I can't stand how much I love it.
It feels so good.
I'm like,
oh my gosh.
Don't mind me while I rip through your hair, darling. So the thing with fine hair is, or this type of fine hair, it really has to be detailed, I think. In order for her to just like wake up and have it be air dried pretty. Okay, let's flip your head over. Okay, come on up. I might actually just iron it so that it's like a little bit, I really want to get like a little shag vibe. When you're flat ironing, not like hair that's a little bit finer like this, you don't need to do like a million sections. And also, I'm not gonna run it like up to her roots because I want there to be volume still there. So I'm just gonna take like this whole kind of side and I'm gonna do a light touch. So I'm not gonna clamp real hard, but I'm just gonna kind of like gently just take that bend out of the ends because I want just like a really kind of slinky, smooth vibe. Also, I did do the blowout milk on her hair, so like this is gonna last forever. Like the style will just maintain for like days. For fine hair, it can crease easier, so I'm not just like clamping this iron like down as hard as it'll go. Like I'm kind of doing softer touch. And then you'll see I'm gonna kind of like slow down as I get to her ends. So I'm really kind of sealing those. But see how her ends just look so awesome and like not broomy and like still kind of like it's like a skinnier end, but in a good way. And now it looks like still really lived in. It looks really modern. We just kind of updated her shape. Finer hair, you don't need to like curling iron it and flat iron it a million times. Like once you put the heat on it and set it, like don't keep doing it over and over. Like so if you just keep ironing and ironing and ironing your ends, it doesn't like that. Especially if you're not using heat protectant. So her layers start way like here. So all of this is layered from like here to here and it sticks straight. A lot of times the hairdresser will like curl the shit out of your hair so that you can't really see, which is the mark of like, oh God, like maybe they're a little nervous about the shape. So I always like to see it like stick straight so I can really see like the balance and see how it looks. But see how blended the layers look and the gorgeous shine. So to finish her hair up, I'm gonna just come in with a little bit of our Nourishing Shine Drops. I'm gonna take her hair, I'm gonna take everything that I just kind of cut and was styling, and I'm just gonna twist it. So I'm just twisting, and I'm just rubbing that oil over more of the mid-lengths and ends. This is just to give it a little bit of movement. Now I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna do the same thing around her face, twisting away on that side, same on this side. So shiny, so healthy. Ugh, yes, queen. Okay, are you ready?
I'm so ready.
See your gorgeous haircut, Mia. 3, 2, 1, here it is.
Oh my gosh.
Do you love?
That's like understatement of the year. It's gorgeous. I feel like you made me look even younger.
Do you love it?
I love it so much. Thank cute.
It's good, right?
It's so good.
You could totally just like run a little like quick curling iron through. Even though we already flat iron the ends, I think it'll still take a little bit of a wave. I do always like to show it like just absolutely straight though, so you can see.
That makes sense though. I didn't even think about that.
Because curls, honey, like if they're like turning you away from the mirror and curling your hair, that means we're a little bit scared. The way that haircut's looking. Yay, see like the shaggy?
Gosh.
Her ends that have been highlighted and stuff and have just been like washed, they've just seen more action, her ends, they're gonna hold the curl easier than her new growth. So that's why you wanna start by curling the top, and these are her ends. So I'm leaving her ends out, and then you're feeding the ends through as the top is curled. Then you can unwind, but you see that how like the ends are really only going in last? That's important. So those first two curls I was curling away from her face, and then once I get like a little further back, then I start to switch the curls up and do it like in opposing directions, because I do find that that kind of like creates a little bit, it emphasizes the movement a little bit more than everything going the same way. But if her hair did not have these highlights, if she just did like an all over permanent color with the texture that she has, it would hold these curls like totally differently. Like part of why her curls hold this well is because she has those highlights. Part of why her hair gives the illusion of the thickness that it has is because of the highlights. It's like roughing her hair up, so it kind of makes it feel a little bit bulkier. So that's just the thing with fine hair. Like you can have fine hair that is more porous, less porous, like more tenacious, less tenacious. You can have fine hair that like stands up to hair color better. You can have fine hair that holds a curl. You can have fine hair that doesn't hold a curl. Now what I'm gonna do is actually take a little bit of our air dry cream. If you have that hair that typically like just doesn't really want to hold a curl very well, I actually love to put air dry cream on dry hair because it has chia seed and linseed extract in it, which holds like curl. So I'm just taking the air dry cream and I'm just gonna kind of like more concentrate it on her ends, but I'm using that to like break up those waves so it doesn't look so like, you know, fresh. Wow, that just looks awesome though. Okay, come on up.
It's really fun.
Okay, do you like it?
I love it.
Aw, Mia, give me a hug. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for my art, and thank you for all the love and joy that you spread in the world. I love this art so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching our YouTube. We love fine hair. We love Mia. We love you. We'll see you next time.